Hey everyone, welcome back to another Lone Star Outdoors video. In this video, we're going to be talking about the 5 fish I love to catch the most whenever I can, and the best rigs to use for each of them. These fish are going to be including redfish, crappie, bass, gar, and carp. Let's get started. Start off with carp. What I like to use for carp is a 2/0 circle hook with a 1 ounce sinker just about a foot above it. Now what you're going to do is you would take your bread, preferably some sort of butter bread. Nature's Own butter bread is the best that I have found. And you mash it on as hard as you can to the hook to where it's nice and tight on there. And you throw it out as far as you can. And no time, you'll have some carp. Next we'll do redfish. For redfish, what I like to use is known as a popping cork. All a popping cork is it's a foam cork thing with some metal beads and some plastic beads on a steel leader of sorts. You tie your top line to this top barrel swivel, and then you have your leader with the hook on it on this bottom barrel swivel. How it works is there's going to be your hook down at the end with a shrimp on it, or maybe a fish, a small bait fish, and you pop it through the water, and whenever you do that, it makes a popping sound, and when it falls back down, the beads click, and it imitates a shrimp clicking. It also works in shallow water because you only have about a foot of line off, so you can just pop it through those shallows, and you'll get redfish. This also works for sea trout or speckled trout because of the popping noise. Sea trout are attracted to different popping and clicking noises in the water. That is the main way they find their food. And they also eat shrimp, so it works that way as well. My next rig is going to be for bass, and this is just my all-around favorite, and that's the wacky rig. You're going to hear me talking a lot about the wacky rig because I love it so much. Usually I try to use a lighter colored, something green, with a lot of green in it, a worm that has a lot of green in it, and then I use the 6th Sense, I think it's a 1/0 wacky rig hook. You can find them at Walmart. They're super easy to find. All you do is throw it out, and you pop it through the water like this, and bass can't resist it. Next, I'm going to be talking about the rig I use for crappie. Now this rig I'm going to be talking about, I've not only caught tons of crappie on, but you can also catch some small bass in creeks and stuff like that. And that is the Marabou Jig. I have caught so many fish on the Marabou Jig. This is one of my favorite colors. Another one is just plain white. Plain white works a lot of the time also. All you do is you drop it in the water, get that Marabou all nice and wet so it doesn't do anything, so it gets all poofy and flows in the water, and you just drop it down and you just jig it under maybe a bridge or maybe a dock or something of that sort. Now the last one I'm talking about is gar, and what I like to use for gar is a simple wacky rig hook. And I know this sounds odd, but you take a wacky rig hook like the one I showed you earlier. I like to use the same size. They're really good hooks, by the way. And what I do is I catch some sort of baby shad, baby bluegill that are only about an inch, inch and a half long. And then what you do is you hook them through the back and you stun them in some way. Maybe you just whack them or hit them against the rocks so they won't move a whole bunch. You put no weight on there and you throw it out into a river or a creek of some sort that you know has a gar in it. And all you have to do is wait. Leave your bail open though, because what gar do is once they take the bait, you can't just hook them right away because they have a very strong mouth. So what you have to do is you have to let them chew on it for a while, but while they're chewing on it, they also like to take it upstream. So you have to let them take it upstream, and then once you see it coming back downstream, that's when you know it's gotten far enough back into their mouth to where you can hook it in the soft spot in their mouth. Alright guys, those were my 5 rigs for the 5 different fish I love to catch the most. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and hit the bell notification to where you will get all my videos that come up anytime in the future. Thanks for watching.